Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of What the Smut Book Review Suggested Eyebrow Wiggle. Hi, thank you so much for joining me for another episode. My name is Candace and I'm your host. In today's video, I'm reviewing a book. Go figure. In today's video, I will be reviewing a book for you guys that, in all honesty, I was obsessed. I was legit obsessed. And that hasn't happened. I've been in a book rut, okay? Like, I'm reading stuff and I'm just like, okay, yeah, all right, cool. And like blurbs, I'm reading nothing appeals. I don't know why, but I'm just in like one of those bleh phases. This book had, okay, no, Candace, don't, stop. Don't get ahead of yourself. Do your spiel. Okay, so in today's video, I will be reviewing a book for you guys by author Jasinda Wilder, and the name of the book is called Stripped. I think you can, yeah, you can garner what this is going to be about. So, this book has 350 pages, according to Amazon. There is a second book in the series called Trashed. I have not read it yet. I will. You can currently read this for free if you have Kindle Unlimited. I think you can also read Trash for free. I believe. You can buy this for your Kindle for $9.99, which is I guess like for a Kindle, I've seen more expensive, but I guess I'm just so used to like $1.99, $2.99, $4.99, $9.99 seems a little bit pricey for me, but I have also, now that I think about it, I've seen $9.99. It's whatever. You can get the paperback on Amazon for $14.29. Would I buy this in paperback? We'll get to that. Y'all get at the end. You gotta stay. So, I'm gonna read you guys a blurb, which is actually pretty lengthy. Did I copy the same thing twice? No, it's okay. And then we'll break it down because this book had all the good stuff. And like, the plot was like, ooh, okay. He watches me do my routine and his gaze is full of hunger. Not the kind of desire I'm used to though. It's something different, something hotter, deeper, and more possessive. I know who he is, of course I do. Everyone knows who Dawson Keller is. He's People Magazine's sexiest man alive. He's the hottest actor in Hollywood. He's the man handpicked for the role of Rhett Butler in the long-awaited remake of Gone with the Wind. He's the kind of man who can have any woman in the entire world with a mere crook of his finger. So what's he doing looking at me like he has to have me? And how do I resist him when he looks at me with those intoxicating, changeable quicksilver eyes? I'm a virgin, and he's an American icon of male sexuality. I'm a stripper, and he's a man who's used to getting anything and everything he wants. And he wants me. I know I should say no. I know he's the worst kind of player. But what my mind knows, my body and my heart may not. And then things get complicated. Okay. As if they weren't already. Okay. So, the two main characters for this book are Gray, Grey, female character, and Dawson. Dawson Keller is a fucking dreamboat. Okay. So, the book opens with Gray, and she is the predominant player for like the first quarter at least, I guess. Gray is the daughter of a pastor, a Baptist minister. Her mother and her father are obviously very big into the church thing. I live in South Carolina. I'm in what is called the Bible Belt. So like I understand, I understand this. You can't like spit without hitting a Baptist church. And that's no offense to anyone who, like, if you guys are religious people, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like, you know. But yeah, so I got that angle of the book like right away. I was like, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about, girl. So she's the daughter of a Baptist minister, and so she is like very oppressed when it comes to personality, what she can like, what she can't like, who she can hang out with, what movies she's allowed to see. Like her father is very like smoosh you under my thumb. And you know, her mother tries to like broker peace between the two of them and, you know, sneak her around a little bit. Like she wants to, okay. So she realizes in the beginning of the book that she wants to take dance lessons. Like she wants to dance. She loves to dance. She goes to her dad. Her dad's like, no, dancing is a sin. You better stop. The mom like tries to like cajole him, like, please, you know, she's very good at this. She's going to only do tasteful dancing. Don't worry, ballet. It's, you know. And the dad finally relents, and she starts taking classes at this place where this French lady teacher person is taking like a special interest in her because she sees that she has really great potential to be a good ballet dancer. So when she dances, she feels free, right? And then she wants to go to college in LA, right? She wants to get away from, this book takes place, or like the beginning takes place in Macon, Georgia. And I had like a thing in my brain for like a hot minute where I was like, Macon. I've heard of it. I've never been there, but I've heard of it. And I was thinking to myself, what else have I read or seen or like whatever that took place in Macon, Georgia? And then it was like, oh, Beautiful Creatures. Have you guys seen that movie? I fucking love that movie. It got such terrible reviews, but I loved it. And it takes place in Macon, Georgia. So anyway, so she decides that she wants to go to college. She needs to get her dad to agree to let her go to college in California. She knows he's not going to go for it. She tries to play it up like, I'm going to get a scholarship. I'm going to get scholarships. It'll be a free ride. I won't have to pay for anything. It's going to cover my tuitions, my books, my whatever. Room and board, like in the dorms, right? Her dad's like, no, absolutely not. Okay. So they have like a big blow up. She runs out. Throughout the beginning of the book, her mom is experiencing these like weird headaches. Immediately I was like, oh fuck, she's gonna die. So that she ends up, spoiler alert, sorry, she ends up having a brain tumor. She watches her mom slowly decline. Her dad keeps like doing that thing that like overly religious people do where they're like, pray, you know, like just pray and you'll be healed. And again, no offense, I'm sorry. I'll probably cut this out because like I don't want to run anybody off. But so yeah. So during the course of her mom experiencing this and whatever, she comes to a realization that while she loves to dance and she feels free when she dances, she's become really intrigued by the idea of film, which is what leads her to want to go to college in California. She wants to pursue a career in the film industry, like the production side, not like want to be an actress, but like want to work behind the camera. Which is what her dad is like, no, Hollywood will ruin you. They're all sharks out there. Like, no. Which is understandable because I'm sure that's how the industry really. So her mom gets sick. She slowly watches her mom's health decline. She videos basically the ins and outs of the day-to-day life with her mom as she goes downhill, up until the point where her mom passes away in the hospital. She's upset and she's traumatized. She cuts it together and she makes a film out of it that she uses to get into college in California. Her and her dad have like this huge blow up again. And in the midst of her mom having just passed away, her dad is like crumbling, but at the same time, he's still being a douche. And she's like, I just can't deal with you anymore. I got to get out of here. I can't stay in Macon. I got to go. So she runs away. She runs off to college. She stays in the dorms. She lives off of virtually no money. And then towards the end of her college, whatever, like 2 years, fast forward 2 years later, and her scholarship money has run out. She's no longer going to be able to pay tuition. She's no longer going to have money for dorm rooms and books and all that. She realizes she has to get a job. How you went 2 years without a job, even in college, I don't know. So essentially, she starts putting in applications. She has no car. She has to take the bus everywhere. She starts putting in applications, and she's like, she can't get anything. And she realizes, like, I need like $10,000, $20,000 within like the next however many weeks so I can pay for my stuff. I'm never going to make that at a regular job, even if I could find a regular job, which I can't. Nobody's hiring. I have no experience. I grew up in a sheltered pastor's home. I don't know how to do anything, right? P.S. The main female character may be a slight turnoff at the beginning of the book because she cries over everything. Like buckets of tears. Everything traumatizes her. Like, on the one hand, I was annoyed at how weak she seemed. And then through the course of the book, I became to be more understanding and more like, ooh, yay, you know, like you're overcoming adversity and whatever. As she became like a little bit more sturdy on her, you know what I'm saying? Like she became like a little bit more, you know, she still cried over everything. She still barfed like over the slightest bit of nervousness, but she had sparks of life and she had sparks of like zing and whatever. Feistiness is a good word, maybe. So yeah. So out of desperation, not being able to, searching for like 2 months and she can't find any job, she sees a now hiring sign on the outside marquee of a strip club, a gentleman's club. She's like, okay, well, I've worn like long skirts my whole life and I didn't button up shirts and you can't see any cleavage and nothing. But I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna see what the pay is like and what they require me to do and whatever. So long story short, because I'm fucking 10 minutes in, 20 minutes in, she ends up getting a job at the strip club, stripping. She makes money from like lap dances and she makes money from like table dances and she makes money from VIP rooms and stuff. The only place that she agrees to actually take her shirt off is on the main stage when she does her main dances. The rest of the time, she keeps like a flannel shirt on, but like with her, obviously like her goodies popping out the top, but you know what I mean? It's like her shtick. She's got that southern twang accent and she's very conservative and it's gonna, according to the owner of the club, like that, it's gonna drive the boys nuts if they can't see any of your goodies, right? So he allows her to do that. So she's working there for several months or several weeks or whatever, and she still throws up like after every dance and after every whatever, like she gets physically ill because inside her brain is warring with itself on like the morality issue of this because of the way she was raised. But she has to do it for the money and she's paying her tuition. She's stripping her way through college. That's like a stereotype that came from somewhere. But like, I think this is actually the first romance novel that I've read where the main female character stripped her way through college. How's that possible? I don't know, but it is. So, in comes Dawson. Y'all. Okay. I got a thing for brooding dudes. Like, you're deep, you're brooding, you're damaged, you're right. That's like my catnip, right? So she's working at the club one night, and the slimy boss comes in, and he's like a big celebrity, just rented out the entire club. It's closed to the public. There's a handful of dudes. Go out, do your thing, and then they want you specifically in the VIP room to do a private dance. Okay. She's like, okay, I guess I will. She does her thing. She goes into the private room, and she sees him. She sees like 3 or 4 other people, 2 of which I think are other actors that she recognized, but she's not like, you're hot and whatever. They're like doing drugs, and they got like drinks all over, right? Dawson is not doing drugs. He's a good boy. I mean, he's a bad boy, but he's a good boy. So then she sees him, and she has like a little freak out moment, like internally. And then she's like, okay, I got to get up here and do this dance because he's been staring at me for a hot minute. And he's like, are you going to dance or what? Like, what's going on? She gets up and she starts dancing. And then she sees him like staring at her in like a possessive way, like just like, I want you, girl, right? She doesn't let the guys touch her, but she lets him touch her. In the private dances, she doesn't usually strip like her clothes and everything away. For him, she does. He boots the other dudes out after a few minutes. He's like, I need her all to myself. I like, y'all gotta go. She continues dancing. She takes her stuff off. And he's like, you're too good for this place. What are you doing here? Like, like I'm gonna save you from this life, right? So she finishes her set, and then she like hauls ass out of there, right? After they have like a little smooch. Later, she is working for, like around the same time, she's working for a film company as like an intern, an unpaid intern, but she has real potential according to her boss. And she's going to be the personal assistant or personal liaison for the main male character in the remake of Gone with the Wind. I think you guys know where this is headed. It's Dawson. Dawson is Rhett Butler. Speaking of, okay, I would like to see this film. Like, Gone with the Wind is such an iconic movie. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie or not, but if they were to do like a remake, but like a more modern day version of it, and not like, I don't want like modernized, everything is different except for slightly same premise and the characters' names. No. I want legit big bell skirts, and I want whatever, but I want it with like good graphics, and I want it with like more modern verbiage and right? I would like to see that. Side note. Because as they were talking, as she was talking about this, I was like, At first I'm like, don't fuck with a classic. Like, why would you do that? But then the more I thought about it, I was like, hey, I could see this actually being good. Like, so she comes into like a meeting, and she has no idea who she's going to be working with. She gets into the meeting, and she's like, oh my God. Across the table from me is Dawson Keller, and I know he's going to recognize me. And oh my God, next to him is another one of the dudes who was there, who was lit off his ass, but I know he's going to recognize me too. And he's like just staring at her. He's not giving anything away, and he doesn't like out her or anything from the jump. But he's like, yeah, I see you, girl, right? So she has like a little episode where her nerves get the better of her, and she bolts out, and she goes and throws up. He eventually follows her in there. He realizes that she hasn't eaten since breakfast because she's broke as a joke. Even with stripping, she's not she's like eating 1.5 meals a day and like snacks or whatever. So he takes her back to the dorm when he realizes that she took the bus to get to the thing. He takes her back to the dorm. He orders food for them. He's such a sweet dude, like a gentleman, but like a hot, bad boy gentleman. He's infatuated with her from minute one. And that type of like possessive behavior really gets me. Like it gets me going. It like revs my engine. And yes, so he's like, I'm going to loan you a car. And then 5 minutes later, I'm going to sign the car over to you because it's your car now. Here's the keys. So I'm going to give you a car. I'm going to set up like a bank account for you. I'm going to give you money. It was like a modern day Pretty Woman type situation, but like stripper, right? So they enter into this like thing where she wants to quit, like she wants to quit her job, and she's like, or like to go tell her boss, like, I can't work with this guy. And he's like, no, you're gonna work for me. So they start like a relationship, not like a sexual relationship, but like a, you know, like a lovey-dovey, like a, you know, they start like the attraction is there and all that jazz. And then eventually, yes, she does let him, you know. The sex, I've read filthier stuff, obviously, but maybe because I was already so invested in the book, the sex was good, so good. So anyway, so after that happens, they basically both profess their love for each other. He's like, I know I'm a bad boy Hollywood player. I'm reformed. I'm in love with you. He is in love with her. He's not playing her. He's legit in love. And then she has like a freak out moment after she lets him take her V card, because she's like, what have I done? What have I done? I've sinned in the biggest way possible. I'm going to have like emotional breakdown. She sneaks out of the house. She blindly makes it to the airport, not really knowing what she's doing or where she's going or whatever. She looks down and she's getting on a plane to Georgia. She has to go back and she has to face her father, and she has to, you know, face the music. So she's feeling guilty about running away from Dawson. And then she exits the airport and she runs into him because he followed her. And he's like, we're going to go see your daddy. And I'm going to tell him that I'm your dude. And you're going to tell him that I'm your dude. And we all live happily ever after. And I can't, like, okay, so she does go to see her father. Her father is much changed. Like, he's still obviously like a pastor, and he's still like, he's like retiring. But in terms of like his rigidity, he is much more relaxed, and he would rather have a relationship with his daughter than judge her. So he like, it's all water under the bridge, right? He's just glad to have her back, and he's glad that she came to see him, and that, you know, he knows that she's alive, and right. So she introduces him to Dawson. He's like, that's a good boy right there. Like, even though you defiled my daughter in many ways. Right. So, fast forward after that, she moves in with Dawson. They work on the film, like it's like a year later, and they're still together, and he proposes to her, and it's just like, y'all, I can't. Like, it was so fucking cute. It was ridiculous. And like, I went on Goodreads, which is another thing. Do you guys use Goodreads? I didn't know Goodreads was a thing until fairly recently, like within the last like couple months. And I've gone on Goodreads and like actually put in a review for like 3 books. It's like I don't have time. I know it's a big website that a lot of like authors rely on for like reviews and like that, you know what I mean? Like where you can go and you can profess your opinion on everything under the sun. But I just can't. Like I can't be bothered. I don't have time. So I know that this book, and more so than this one, the second one in the series on Goodreads, it got not great reviews. But I've read books that had like 1-star reviews, 2-star reviews, and they would say like the book is garbage, and I would read it anyway, and I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like you're clearly just one of those trolls who can't be pleased. Like, so I'm still gonna read the second book, even though some of the stuff I read says not good. But okay, so yeah. Oh my God, 30 minutes. Oh my God. Okay, for the rating for the book, I gave it a 9. It did not feel like 350 pages. Similar to what I've been doing lately with other books, I read some of this on my Kindle and I did some on audio. The audio version is from the female's is from Gray's point of view, and it's read by a woman narrator, right? That's fine. Like that's normal. So it's read in like a deep Southern accent, which at first is kind of like, okay, but no, I actually didn't mind her voice at all, which is something for me, because usually if the narrator is or like the inflections are off, or I'm such a picky bitch that it'll just be like, no, I'll just have to read it because I can't. You're gonna ruin the whole fucking book for me. But the narrator was good. And yeah, the audio version was good. So if you guys want to do audiobook, do audiobook because it was fine. Yeah. Anything else? I don't know why I'm asking you. Like you're going to answer me. So yeah, so I gave the book a 9. I really enjoyed the book. If you don't mind a little bit of a whiny heroine, if you like a good contemporary, like, I think it was just like all of the different parts of the book that, like, she's a stripper and she's a virgin and a Baptist minister's daughter, and he's a Hollywood star, and they're remaking Gone with the Wind, and you know, like all of this, and it just wove like a, you know, it wove a good story for me, and I don't know what happened. So anyway, so yeah, I would recommend that you guys read this book. I think you will enjoy it. And that's all I have to say. That's it. I got nothing else. If you like me and you like my channel, please consider subscribing. Please. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit that bell so that you get notifications when I upload a new video. If you would like, you can follow me on social media. I do have a members only Facebook group, an Instagram, and a Twitter devoted to this channel. I'll link them all down in the description box below, and I'll put a little banner here on the screen for you guys to see. And yeah, I don't remember if I did the thing with the cover, like, is the cover, but I'll paste it in there somewhere. Is it the slackest thing I've ever done? No. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. And I will see you guys in my next one. Okay. Will it be a review? I don't know. Will it be a BS video? I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. And we're just going to hit record because I don't know what to know. Okay. Burp. Okay. Rabbit, are you done? Freckles, are you done with your drinking? Okay. Okay. Let's get into it, because this book, y'all, this book like sucked my soul straight from my body, okay? Okay, we're gonna try this again because I ran out of storage. Story of my life. Okay. Where the fuck was I at? Sheesh. I went so in plot-wise on this. Not like just plot, but like actual like scene for scene. What the fuck happened? That this video is gonna be like 45 minutes. But that's okay, because you'll know everything that happened in the book before you read the book. Spoiler alert. I had another video to do for this guy, but I'll do it another day because I'm tired. And I don't fucking even know what time it is. It's nighttime outside. I don't know if you guys can hear the frogs. If you listen. Now you're gonna be quiet? All right, cool, fuck off. Do you hear that? Okay, there's like a little koi pond in my backyard. There's no fish in it. It's been there since I moved in. Whoever the owner put it in, and then just like it just went derelict, and it doesn't work. It's full of leaves. It's full of branches, whatever. Every time it rains, it's like frog mating season, and you can hear them so loudly in my house, in the bathroom, which is the furthest place away from like the master bedroom is at the front of the house. The master bathroom is at the front of the house, like the full front. And I can hear the fucking frogs. You would think it would be like nice rainforest type ambient, okay, but no. It's so deafening. It's ridiculous. And every time it rains, they just, more frog eggs everywhere, more frog eggs. I'm gonna have to like dredge the entire thing and just like clean it out, and just, they're still gonna do it, like, you know, they're still gonna procreate, but I can't. I had like really nice lily pads the first like 2 years that I lived here in that pond, and now because of like all of the junk that's fallen in it over the course of however many years, and like just like the leaves and the branches and all the frog eggs and all the, and then like the lily pads started, like the seeds started to like multiply to the point where now I have 5 million itty bitty lily pads, but there's no room for any of them to get like large. So I'm gonna have to like drag all that shit up. What am I fucking talking about? Y'all don't care. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling to myself. I mean, I'm rambling to you, but really to myself, because it's gonna go in the bloopers anyway. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.